NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Make sure you guys hit that big red button that says subscribe. And if you are subbed, take the link, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Send it to all your friends. Mitty, if Chris Carson leaves the Seahawks this offseason, should they try to get Kareem Hunt?
If they lose Carson,
be a good fit.
But he also signed an extension beginning this year, so I don't think the Browns move on from Hunt. So I don't think Hunt's an option. But I think if you're Seattle, how about you draft somebody?
Oh.
How about you spend? But you remember, you can't be in round one. You don't have one.
That's true. I was just gonna say.
Maybe you try someone day 2, day 3. I don't hate that idea.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think they'll try to work out an extension with Chris Carson. And if he wants to take the Melvin Gordon deal, I'm in. Beyond that, not really sure about it. But if I can get him for the Melvin Gordon contract, sign me up.
Drip, Seattle and Buffalo in the Super Bowl. I wouldn't hate it.
I actually like that matchup. I think that'd be a really fun game. Wilson, Allen, 2 quarterbacks who can use their legs, love going deep downfield. You've got 2 really good head coaches, Sean McDermott, Pete Carroll, promising assistants if the NFL views on Brian Schottenheimer are to be believed in the end. I think that's a fun matchup. I think in terms of
I just don't want
good
Chiefs,
ones.
Bucks.
I like that.
That's all. I don't want Chiefs Bucks. Anything besides that, I'll be happy. I don't want Chiefs Bucks.
Okay, fine.
Super chat coming in is let Russ Cook producing like it should still.
No, it's not. And I'm very upset by that. I still believe in the Let Russ Cook campaign, and maybe getting the O-line healthy will allow things to get going again. Maybe one of the burners was just turned off as a result. I don't know. I still have faith in this offense to let Russell Wilson take care of it. It does at some level feel to me like they only had added some new stuff in game planning, and then once teams adjusted, Seattle didn't counter-adjust.
Agreed.
But maybe the O-line getting healthy will take care of that. So I think that it's been a disappointment as of late, but I'm not giving up hope yet.
Well, this is the NFC Wild Card matchup we all get to watch, even though we've already seen it twice, and Tom, you're excited for it.
Yes, sir.
I'll be honest, this is probably the least enticing matchup for me. Maybe
what?
Steelers.
No, this is a good game.
I don't know, dude. If Jared Goff plays, maybe. But let me know in the comments who you got. Type R for the Rams, type S for the Seattle Seahawks.
I got Seattle.
I'm going to go Seattle, and 99% of the votes coming in right now are also for Seattle. Evan Scott, how much has Trey Sermon's draft stock increased?
Yes.
A lot. A lot.
Hey, look,
he looks phenomenal.
I want to emphasize this part. You don't want to just take 1 or 2 games and totally change your evaluation of a prospect altogether. But Fields is still really good, by the way. But in terms of Sermon, what he has done these past few games is nothing short of incredible. He has been that guy for the Buckeyes. This is the best we've seen Trey Sermon, and against good competition.
Oh, yeah.
I think that matters. His draft stock unquestionably has gone up. Look, there is a clear top 2 at the running back position, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, in whatever order you want. Beyond that, who knows? Sermon is at least worth discussing now. His draft stock, way up.
Super chat coming in from Drip. What is Seattle's weakness, and what can we do?
I think in an ideal world, you're able to attack a passing defense that earlier this year really struggled for Seattle. But since the implementation of DJ Reed and Shaquille Griffin getting healthy, the corners have held up at a much better rate. Meanwhile, on offense, in terms of weaknesses, the O-line has not been healthy.
Yep.
And that's been a problem for them. But on the downside for the Rams, plus side for Seattle, their O-line is healthy again. At least they should be healthy. The starting plan 5 for the Seahawks played in 5 games this year together. They're undefeated, dropping 30-plus points a game. Whew. That's troubling if, of course, you are the Rams. In terms of the weaknesses, I think you're trying to limit the Russell Wilson backyard football plays. Because when those happen, especially in the fourth quarter, God, those just take the wind out of your sails so much. So in terms of attacking the weaknesses, I think you're trying to get some quick strike offenses, and Seattle likes to run the football still a little bit. I think if you can try and make Wilson do all of it and have him stay in the pocket, so force him to make plays and at the same time still be contained, that's probably going to be the Rams' attack. And also, don't let DK Metcalf get wide open again.
Yeah, don't ever let DK even try to catch the ball. Go ahead and get yourself an NFL face mask. Chatsports.com/stay safe, where we got awesome deals going on right now. They are mind-blowing types of deals, up to 75% off. Chatsports.com/stay safe. That 3-pack, $6.99. But it's not just the ones that we show on screen. There's hundreds of different masks for all 32 NFL teams. If you're looking for just one face mask and you got $5 in your pocket, there's some for $3.75. Every single day when we come into work, we look for the best deals on the internet. This right now is the best deal. I promise you that. Chatsports.com/stay safe. Do the right things. Wear a mask. I want to be able to go watch football games next year. I want to be able to go to a grocery store, honestly, without wearing a mask. I kind of like wearing one.
Without being worried about big crowds, you know?
I do like wearing them on the airport, but bottom line is this. If you're trying to rep your favorite team, do it in style. Chatsports.com/stay safe.
Bob the Builder is next up using hashtag NFL. Appreciate that, Bob. Who's the bigger Super Bowl contender, the Seahawks or the Chiefs?
I think in the NFC, the Seahawks are absolutely one of the best contenders. That defense, Harrison, has drastically improved the past couple of weeks. And I still, in the end, will trust Russell Wilson. So I like where Seattle sits in the NFC. But I think if we're being honest and we're looking, okay, biggest Super Bowl contender, isn't it still Kansas City in the end?
I think so, and we'll focus on the Chiefs in a second. For the Seahawks, you look at this, it's a pretty competitive NFC. I think the AFC is a little more top-heavy. Now in the NFC, I think with the Packers and Saints, obviously Seattle, and then even Tampa with the way they finished, I think that's a pretty crowded group in the NFC trying to come out of this conference. And, hey, if Jared Goff is healthy and can play, they beat Seattle. They split with Seattle.
Yeah, and I don't believe in Jared Goff that much in the postseason. I trust Russell Wilson a lot more. Both these, and I don't think there's a real chance that Goff does not play. So who are you going with? Rams led by John Wolford or Seattle?
Shout out John Wolford for getting the Bears into the playoffs.
You're going to go Seahawks, though,
I'm going
right?
Russell.
Yeah. So at that point, you've won your first game. You're moving along. You get some confidence going there. We'll see about Jamal Adams' injury status in terms of actually playing, but I think this will go well for Seattle. I like this spot. I think getting a matchup against the Rams, ideally, you would have seen the Packers and Saints both lose, and the Bears aren't that great either. But I think this is a pretty solid setup for Seattle.
And for the Chiefs, and the reason I'll have them as a bigger contender than Seattle is, number one, they don't have to play this weekend, so they're already into the next round, whereas, who knows, Seattle could end up losing that game. And number two, it's kind of just the been there, done that type of thing where, yeah, have the Chiefs looked great this year? No, but they're 14-1 in games that they tried to win.
Yeah.
They lost in Week 17, but they literally rested all of their starters, basically. So I think Kansas City still is the team to beat. I will say this, Tom, lots of injuries, mostly minor injuries, but guys that are banged up. I think that's why getting that first-round bye is very, very important for Kansas City. So who is the bigger Super Bowl contender in the NFL? Type KC for the Chiefs, type SEA for the Seahawks. Go ahead and let us know down in the comments section. Couple super chats here. Robert Wagner's first up. What's some late round studs my Seahawks could take in the draft?
Ooh, good question. Now, historically, Seattle drafts really well in the later rounds of the NFL draft. A little early for me to give you a bunch of good options there. Maybe you take a flyer on someone like a Joshua Kando out of Florida State. Highly recruited, good size, good athletic ability. Never quite produced in the way you wanted. I like Jordan Smith out of UAB, another edge rusher there. I think I look interior defensive line a little bit. I don't know where Kairos Tonga goes if you're worried about losing Poona Ford long term. A bigger body, but also a good run stopper there. A little early for me, but knowing Seattle's draft history, they're going to find someone who ends up being a stud, probably a random cornerback.